Hello everyone, welcome to Quality Icons, your trusted channel for construction quality awareness. I am Murli Krishna, a QA/QC professional with more than 20 years of experience in high-rise buildings, infrastructure and power projects, industrial projects. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the most important quality parameters in reinforced concrete construction, that is concrete cover. Many engineers, supervisors and site staff often confuse clear cover with nominal cover. Although the terms sound similar, they have different meanings and play different roles in design and construction. In this video, we will learn what is concrete cover, difference between clear cover and nominal cover, why concrete cover is important, types of concrete cover blocks, quality requirements of cover blocks, recommended cover sizes, common site mistakes, QAQC inspection checklist before concreting. Let's begin. Coming to slide 2, what is the concrete cover? What is the concrete cover? The definition is concrete cover is the minimum distance between the outer surface of concrete and the nearest reinforcement steel. It acts as a protective layer around reinforcement. It's clear? Before understanding clear cover and nominal cover, let us first understand what concrete cover is. Concrete cover is minimum distance between the outer surface of concrete and the nearest reinforcement steel. In simple words, it is the protective layer of concrete surrounding the reinforcement. It is the protective layer of concrete surrounding the reinforcement. Think of a like a helmet protecting a bike rider. The helmet does not increase the rider's strength, but it protects him from injury. Similarly, concrete cover protects reinforcement from external environmental attacks. Concrete cover has five important functions. First, it protects reinforcement from corrosion. Second, it provides fire resistance. Third, it improves durability. Fourth, it creates a strong bond between concrete and steel. Finally, it increases the service life of the structure. Finally, it increases the service life of the structure. One example, suppose during a slab reinforcement fixing, workers accidentally place reinforcement directly on shuttering without cover blocks. This is repeatedly ongoing unexpected movement at site. After concreting, the reinforcement remains very close to the surface. Within 2 or 3 years, rainwater enters into through micro cracks. The reinforcement starts rusting. See, rusting is here. The concrete begins to crack and eventually spalls. See, the spalling is here. There is importance of proper concrete cover, insufficient cover. This entire problem happened simply because proper concrete cover was not maintained. Understood? Without proper concrete cover, Even high strength concrete cannot provide long term durability. Okay, coming to slide 3. Difference between clear cover and nominal cover. Many engineers get confused between clear cover and nominal cover. Let us understand this with a practical example. Imagine your structural drawing specifies 40 nominal cover for a column. After reinforcement, the QAQC engineer checks using a cover gauge. He measures only 36 What should he do? He should immediately instruct the bar benders to reposition the reinforcement and install the correct cover blocks. After correction, the cover becomes 40 Now the reinforcement can be approved for concreting. Remember this simple formula. Designer decides nominal cover. Designer decides nominal cover. Construction team achieves the clear cover. Understood? A QA/QC engineer verifies that the clear covers before concrete pouring. Never assumes the cover is correct just because cover blocks are placed. Always measure. So the clear cover and nominal cover. Actual distance from the concrete surface to the nearest reinforcement. Measured physically at site. Used during used during inspections. So clear cover is only used during inspections. Actual achieved cover at site level. Okay. Nominal cover. Cover specified in structural drawings. Is it's clear? Specified by structural designer. Used during designing. Design cover including construction tolerance. This is key points. The designer specifies nominal cover. Site achieves actual or clear cover. QA/QC engineer checks clear cover only. This is the main difference. Always follow the structural drawings, maintain proper cover to ensure durability, corrosion protection, and structural safety. Okay, coming to slide 4. Why concrete cover is so important? Concrete cover provides protection and performance throughout the life of the structure. Earlier, already we discussed about this. Let's understand each benefit with the practical examples. Okay, corrosion protection. The first is corrosion protection. Suppose a basement retaining wall is continuously exposed to groundwater. If concrete cover is insufficient, water reaches reinforcement much faster. Steel starts rusting. Rust expands nearly 7 times its original value. This expansion creates internal pressure. Finally, concrete cracks. Concrete starts filing off. This is called spalling. See this photo. Corrosion protection. Concrete cover acts as a barrier and protects steel from corrosion. Next, fire resistance. Concrete acts as insulation. Concrete acts as insulation. Steel temperatures increases slowly. Building remains safe for longer duration during fire. See the photograph. How the impact proper cover delays the transfer and improves fire resistance. Imagine a residential tower catches fire. Concrete cover acts as insulation. Okay, it delays heat transfer to reinforcement. That is one of the main reasons. The steel temperature rises slowly. This provides valuable time for evacuation and firefighting. Okay, next coming the durability. Less cracking, longer life. reduced maintenance. Proper cover protects reinforcement throughout the building's design life. Less maintenance, fewer repairs, lower life cycle cost. This is the durability. Structural performance. Proper cover develops a strong bond between steel and concrete. Without adequate bond, reinforcement cannot effectively transfer stresses. Understood? Good bond ensures effective stress transfer and better structural performance. Proper concrete cover equaled stronger, safer, and more durable structures. Okay, coming to slide 5. Now let's understand cover blocks. A cover block is simply a spacer that maintains the required concrete cover. During slab reinforcement inspection, you often see workers standing on reinforcement. This is mm, general mistakes. You often see workers standing on reinforcement. Some cover blocks break, some cover blocks break, some move from their original position. So the locations are changing from fixing to one point to another point. When concrete is poured, steel directly touches the shuttering. The slab loses proper cover. That is why QAQC engineers must always conduct a final inspection immediately before concreting. Okay. Without cover blocks, reinforcement may touch shuttering. Concrete cover becomes insufficient. Types of cover blocks. What types of cover blocks are available? Concrete cover blocks, plastic cover blocks, fiber reinforced cover blocks, PVC cover blocks. Which is the best? For RCC structures, concrete cover blocks having equal or higher strength than surrounding concrete are generally preferred. See, this is very important. For RCC structures, concrete cover blocks having equal or higher strength than surrounding concrete are generally preferred. Quality requirements of the cover blocks. A good cover block should have not every cover block available in the market is suitable. A good cover block should have higher compressive strength, proper dimensions, uniform thickness, no cracks, no honeycombing, good surface finish, strong binding wires, adequate durability. One example. Sometimes contractors purchase low quality cover blocks. During reinforcement fixing, workers walk over them, the cover blocks immediately break. What is the use? Now, reinforcement rests directly on shuttering, the entire cover requirement is lost. Always inspect cover blocks before use. Reject cracked or damaged cover blocks. Never use. This is most important in site mistake. Instead of cover blocks, they are using the broken bricks, stones, wood pieces, steel pieces, broken concrete. These are the major quality violations. These materials absorbs water, change position, or fail to maintain proper cover. Okay, coming to slide 6. So already we discussed about the what is the requirement of the cover blocks, how avoid using it to site mistakes. These are major quality violations. Small spacer today, stronger structure for years. Quality cover blocks equal to quality concrete cover is equal to durable structures. So recommended cover sizes. Different structural members require different cover sizes. Different structural members require different cover sizes. The typical values are slabs 20 to 25 mm, beam 25 to 40 mm, column 40 mm, shear wall 20 to 40 mm, footing 50 to 75 mm, raft foundation 50 to 75 mm, retaining wall 40 to 50 mm. One practical example. Many times workers use the same 25 mm cover block for every structural member. This is completely wrong. A footing requires 75 mm cover cannot be constructed using a 25 mm cover block. Always verify cover block size according to structural drawings. So come see here some of the photographs, slab, beam, column, shear wall, footing, raft foundation, retaining wall. These values may vary depending on the values may vary depending on the exposure conditions. Okay, or environmental conditions like good or moderate or severe, very severe. Okay, that will define the size of the cover block depending on the exposure condition or environmental condition. This is the common site mistakes. Small mistakes on site can cause big problems in the structure. Let's discuss the mistakes most commonly observed. Workers remove cover blocks while working. See, wrong size cover blocks, broken cover blocks, insufficient quantity, cover blocks displaced during violation, cover blocks displaced during concrete pouring. See, bricks using brick pieces instead of cover blocks. Bricks absorbs water, are weak, or lead to cover failure. Steel directly touching shattering. This is one of the most common mistake at site. This is leads to corrosion, poor finishing, and honeycombing. For example, during slab concreting, the concrete pump hose is dragged across reinforcement. Several cover blocks shift from their positions. Nobody notices. After deshattering, reinforcement becomes visible at several locations. Now, expensive repair work becomes unavoidable. 5 minutes of clear inspection before concreting could have prevented this problem. Understood? These mistakes can lead to corrosion, honeycombing, reduced durability, and costly repairs. Remember, proper cover today, stronger structure tomorrow. Always the correct size and quality cover blocks. Ensure adequate quantity and proper placement. Check before and after concreting. So coming to slide number 9, QAQC inspection checklist. Part of the QAQC, the inspection checklist. Before concreting, always verify the following: cover block size, cover block quality, proper spacing, proper tying, reinforcement not touching shuttering, cover measured using cover gauge, final inspection approval. The golden rule is never, never approve reinforcement only by visual inspection. Always verify concrete cover using measuring tools. Documentation with photographs before pouring is also a good QAQC practice. Understood? See, Adequate spacing, properly tied, cover, concrete cover, river not touching formwork, use cover gauges, cover distance measure. A simple inspection before pouring can prevent major defects later. So final slide is conclusion. Concrete cover is one of the simplest but most critical quality requirements in RCC construction. Let's summarize today's lesson. Concrete cover may look like a small dimension in the drawing, but it has a huge impact on the structural safety and structural integrity, durability, and service life of every RCC structure. Remember these three golden rules. Designer specifies nominal cover. Okay. Designer specifies nominal cover. Site achieves clear cover. QAQC engineer verifies clear cover before concreting. Always use approved cover blocks of the correct size and quality. Never compromise on cover because correcting the problem after concreting is difficult, expensive, and sometimes impossible without major repairs. As a QAQC professionals, our responsibility is not just to check dimensions, but to ensure long-term performance and durability of the structure. Quality is not an accident, it is a commitment. Okay, thank you guys. If you found this video useful, please like, share, and comment your questions below. Subscribe to Quality Icons for more practical construction quality awareness videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next quality awareness video. Okay, bye.